Welcome to Small Town Voices, where I, Victoria Granados, will be interviewing small town people. Today we have with us Hannah Lungwitz.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being here.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about your background. Everybody knows you as Zoe, Charlie, and Autumn's mom, but they don't really know your story. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I was born here in Yuma, Colorado. Two pretty big families. We moved away though when I was about 2 years old to Parker, Colorado. And then we moved back in 8th grade, which that was a big shock, moving from a big city to Yuma.
Yeah.
And then I graduated high school from here, played sports all through high school, jumped around to different colleges after graduation, always coming back here and spending my summers here mainly. And then I met Josh, and kind of now the rest is history.
Nice. So what did you major in?
I have an associate's and then photography with a little bit of web design.
Interesting. Wow. So tell us a little bit about your day-to-day life now.
I call myself the mom taxi. I do just about a little bit of everything between all the girls' activities, house stuff, Josh. I do my photography still, and then I work for our church as well, and then the Chamber of Commerce now.
Wonderful. You're very, very, very busy.
Yep. Don't want to get bored.
So how would you describe a day in your life, balancing being a wife and a mom to the three busy girls?
Trying to manage everything. I definitely have to look at my week in advance to make sure I get everything done at home, still on top of all the activities.
Absolutely. So what are some of the biggest joys and challenges that you've experienced raising the three busy girls?
I'll start with challenges. I was not a girly girl. I was a straight tomboy. If I wasn't playing a sport, I didn't really care. That's kind of how I joke and say I passed school, was because if I couldn't play sports and didn't have my grades up, then. So now I have 2 out of the 3 that are girly girls, and
Yep.
trying to manage the makeup and face routines and clothing brands and staying attached to what their interests are. Like Autumn, she loves doing nails, and I don't care. So trying to still keep that connection with them on a level that I don't really understand is probably the biggest challenge. Plus having 3 very different personalities and
Absolutely.
juggling what each one needs is the biggest challenge.
Well, what they all want to do.
Yes. And it's all different. They can't do the same thing.
That kind of sucks.
Yep.
Yeah. But then you have Charlie, who's a tomboy.
Yep, I got 1 out of the 3. So
that's good.
I understand her a little better. So
yeah, absolutely.
But joys watching them do stuff that I probably don't think they can accomplish, or even them accomplishing something that they didn't think they could do. I think that's the biggest joy ever, just seeing that, and then how proud they are of themselves and watching them grow into their own little people.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about the activities that keep you guys so busy.
A little bit of everything. We got volleyball, basketball, guitar. We have drama club now. Each of the girls are going to be in the drama club's production this fall. So we added that into our routine now. The bigger girls did Girl Scouts there for a little bit, and karate. And where I was raised in Parker, I had 2 working parents. One worked nights, and then my other one worked during the day, so they could rotate. So we didn't have the opportunities that I can provide my kids now. So I definitely push them to explore everything, see what they really like and what they're passionate about. So I allow them to do a lot. A lot of people think that's crazy, but I didn't get a chance to see if I liked being in drama or playing an instrument just because my parents worked. And so now I let them do everything.
Everything there is to
And
do.
literally everything that we can do here.
Yeah. Do you also do 4-H, right?
We do 4-H.
Do you guys like it? I mean, there's a crazy side to 4-H. It's the stressful, the record books, the having to get up at 5 in the morning to go train the heifers. What do you guys like that? Do you enjoy all that?
Um, I think 4-H has its good sides and its bad sides. So my kids, like I said, I was raised in the city. I did not do animals. Um, when we moved back, my grandpa still farmed, so we did a little bit of that, but we didn't have animals. We didn't do so. Now that my girls are in 4-H, it was a big learning curve for just me myself, because I know most parents that push their kids, they've been in it, and so they kind of know the routine and stuff. But the record books, I think, is our biggest challenge. We do dairy, so I'm still learning the dairy aspect of things with my husband and his family. But so a lot of that information I have to go and search and figure it out because we don't do it like a normal person kind of would do 4-H.
It is a struggle because also like we don't we also have heifers there. So we don't live right there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like those kids that are living right there in the farm with the heifers and they see them every day.
Yep.
Because, we have to drive 5 minutes to go see them every other day that we can. So it's a big challenge doing all that.
Yep. Yep. And then when you're not doing the feeding and the rations, since they have to get the right rations for dairy, it's difficult when you don't actually see what goes into it all.
It is difficult, but then you get the end result. Like Autumn, what did she get this year? She placed.
Oh, she got second in showmanship, so that was big for her.
She
She really worked this summer, and
she was really excited.
that was her first belt buckle, so she was pretty proud.
She said she
That was
was
one of those
like,
moments.
yeah, she was like, I've waited 4 years for this.
Yep.
And then it was totally her year because it was like with pink rhinestones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, it was.
So it was totally her year. So, what other, what values do you think the girls are learning doing all, everything there is to do here in town?
Well, because they still have to do chores at home too, so I think it really helps them learn that how to balance everything, and they still have their homework to get done. They have all their activities. They make those priorities, and they know what comes first, what comes second, what comes third. Um, it also teaches them nothing's handed to them. They're going to have to work and provide and figure out what they need in their life. I I know we have the family dairy, but if they don't want to do that, they're going to have to work hard, and I think that's what I'm trying to prepare them for, to show them that it's not just, oh, here, I'm going to do this, and there you go, here's your silver platter. But
Absolutely.
so
Yeah. So how do you create family time in the middle of such a busy schedule?
I think that's my biggest challenge, because I feel like I lack, because where we do chores and they are expected to keep their rooms clean. I feel like when we are at home, those priorities kind of take over sometimes for me. But then again, I do focus, like weekends, we make sure we eat dinner together. Weekdays, it's not always possible with their different schedules, or even during the summer with Josh's schedule with farming. Um, Also, like if we have sports outside of town, if we actually have to travel, I make sure we all go together. I know Autumn's getting to the age where she doesn't want to go watch her younger sister play, or she wants to stay home, but I try to still make those a priority. Like, no, we're going to go out of town. Yeah, we have to do the sports thing still, but then we can go do something fun afterwards,
We can go
or
to
go to
Ulta.
dinner. Yep. Go to dinner or stuff like that. So
That's great. Yeah.
could be improved, but
That's okay. You have to push her.
yep.
So let's go back to a little bit about yourself. So, what first inspired you to pick up a camera?
I actually started photography in high school. It was an elective. Like I said, I wasn't big into school as long as I could play the sports. So I kind of picked easy electives. And photography was one that they just offered 1 year to test it out. But you get to go to the dark room. And so I think that's the part I really fell in love with, going into the dark room and being able to adjust at a picture after I had taken it to make it something more. And then from there, I had two younger brothers, so I started getting into sports photography. I wasn't really playing much sports anymore, so that was still my connection to sports. Um, and catching a moment that you might miss if you weren't right there next to it, and then being able to pause it and then have it. I think that's the part I really fell in love with. I didn't care about posing people at first and doing that kind of stuff that I do now. It was really the capturing the moment and making it stick was what I fell in love with for photography.
Absolutely.
So,
So, do you have a favorite moment that you've captured?
um, well, a couple. So my brother John was on a state, and actually both my brothers were on the state football team
Wow.
when we Yuma won state champions. And there's a moment I caught the winning touchdown. I have a kid like mid-air jumping over a pile of guys to go into the touchdown.
Wow.
And then my brother Tyler was, yeah, lots of sports moments, I guess. My brother Tyler was state champion his senior year in wrestling. And I was able to be down on the mat. And actually, the part of him even pinning the kid isn't like, it's an awesome picture, but I think my favorite picture is I have him out of focus in the crowd in the background of all the Yuma people in
Oh,
focus, and you see just all of them cheering and their faces, and I think that's probably one of my top
yeah.
favorite moments that I've captured.
Wow.
Minus all my girls. I love all those moments.
Yeah.
But let's not forget them.
Yeah, but your brother, that
Yep.
one was pretty cool.
Yep.
Wonderful. So, how do you keep your creative spark going? How do you keep the photography, your passion still alive while having to balance all the sports, all the 4-H, all of that stuff?
So I've actually have struggled. So I had to change my passion with photography. Um, when I was going to school for photography, I was going to join the Air Force for war photography, but plans changed, wasn't able to join. And so when I moved back to Yuma, I kind of switched my passion and went into weddings and events and portraits and stuff, family. Um, so I guess the way then that I found creativity into that, since my photography passion had to change, was still picking areas and themes that really matched who I was taking pictures of to bring out them, not just a casual here, stand there and smile type. So with my girls, especially Autumn, when she was younger, I always did a theme of how her personality was. So I remember one of my top favorite sessions with her. She was, I think, 4, and she was into princesses.
Aw.
So we did one, it was kind of out in a bunch of trees, and we did kind of a Cinderella theme, but she had all the different princess dresses hanging up, and then we had like a wash tub, like she was doing like the
Oh,
Cinderella thing.
wow.
And so I still try to do, especially like with seniors, like I try to get their personalities in it, figure out what they really want instead of me trying to just to take over and pose them if it doesn't match them.
Yeah, totally.
But I know with the busy life, I have tended to push photography aside, and I kind of want to pick that back up and get a little more involved again. But
Yeah, absolutely. Do you ever do some sport pictures, like at Autumn or Charlie's games?
I actually surprisingly haven't. I haven't, but it might be time to dust the old sports camera off and go back into that.
Absolutely. So what are other you mentioned you were also working for your church.
Mm-hmm.
What tell us a little bit about that.
So I'm actually just the business manager for St. John's Catholic Church, and I just kind of help do the day-to-day bill paying, take care of the deposits and stuff like that.
Okay, nice. What else do you do, like besides church photography, mom, Josh?
Just got hired to be the Chamber of Commerce director.
What motivated you to step into that leadership role?
Um, I don't really know. Alice Metzler, her and I had talked previously, I think when she first started that job, and I had told her I was kind of interested in it a while back, but it just didn't fit because it wasn't really flexible at that time. But Alice came in and made amazing changes and has grown so much in that community aspect. And she kind of got it to where I can still be mom and be able to do that when it fits into my schedule.
That's wonderful. So, what vision do you have for your community as you step into that position?
I want to continue on how Alice has started really getting the community involved with each other, but I want everyone to be connected. It shouldn't be the city, the chamber, the schools. Like, I want to try to incorporate everyone together and see if we can all work together and make it better.
As a community,
Yes.
not as a you do your thing, I do
Yep.
my thing, they do their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. What strengths do you feel like women bring to leadership in business and community spaces?
Um, So I think women have a deeper emotional, so they, I think, tend to handle maybe a little more stress. um, so I think they can go into a position with high stress and be able to connect on better level with people as well, just having that more emotional connection.
Absolutely, because men are more like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. Women are like, oh yeah, I felt like that too. Here,
Yep.
we can do this to help you out.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Take that criticism and turn it to positive, hopefully.
Totally, yeah. How do you hope to bridge your creative side with your role as chamber leader?
I hope I can make it so. With being in the chamber, we're trying to draw people to our businesses. So I'm hoping I can get to the advertising and pictures and really capture what our community is about and what we're trying to spread. Let's fly. Trying to see what we can do and get it out our town, because I know we're guilty. My family's guilty. I see other towns doing events, and we tend to go to those events and stuff. So I'm really hoping that I can help capture what Yuma's got and get it out there to everyone with a little bit of web design in the background and the photography and the technology side. I hope I can help spread it farther and get our town out there
than just Yuma County.
Yes.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. So, are you excited about taking on this role?
I am. I'm nervous. It is a role that is open to a lot of criticism. So I'm hoping I can take it with a grain of salt and still provide and take what the community has to say and hopefully help them and
make it a better place.
Yeah.
Absolutely, totally. Yep. So, what habits or routines help you manage your energy and priorities? Because with all this, you barely have time for yourself.
Remembering to take time for myself is one of the main ones, whether it just be take the girls to school and I just need to have my coffee or energy drink and just chill for a second before I really get into what I need to get done that day. But like I said, the calendar, making sure I look at the week ahead and really, okay, well, this day is completely full, so I've got to get this done this day. Or I actually just bought myself a huge calendar, digital calendar for my
I've seen
wall.
those. Those are so cool.
It was my very early birthday gift. So and the girls have actually enjoyed looking at it and being able to see, oh, well, I got this. Everyone has their own color.
That's cool.
So just staying organized and making sure I look ahead and see, okay, well, I can have these 2 hours and then this has to get done.
Yeah, that's great because you also need time to calm down, de-stress, do all that. Yeah, totally. What have there been like moments where you felt like overwhelmed? I mean, obviously, and like how do you move through those moments? Because if anything happens, you have to like keep going because the girls have to do all kinds of stuff. How do you handle those moments?
I just keep going. I don't know. Actually, I think I do better when there's pressure. So if it's a really busy week, I feel like I stay on task and I get stuff done better than if, well, like today. So we have this morning, but then I didn't have anything. So it's like, okay, well, no, but I have to get this done, this done, this done. It's so easy just to say, oh, I can just take it easy today.
Yeah.
But so when the pressure's on, I feel like I handle it better because I know I have to just get it done.
Instead of like slacking, oh, I don't want to do that, I want to go home.
Yep.
Totally. So, who or what inspires you to just like keep going on your journey right now?
The kids.
The kids.
And I feel like that's such a cliche answer because everyone says that, but really, like, if I don't get it done, then they're not going to get something they need done. So, just
the girls.
The girls.
Totally. What advice would you give to other women who are trying to balance motherhood, career, leadership, all that? What advice would you give them?
Well, for new moms, I'd say you might lose yourself for a little bit, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. You will find yourself again, and you will be able to juggle doing more than just the mom thing. It's never gone completely, might be gone for a little bit while you work through the new stages or the newborn stage. And then, especially as a new mom, like when I had Autumn, I was just like, what am I doing kind of deal. But then as she got older and I added kids, it almost got easier because then I was like, okay, well, I can still do this. It doesn't have to be them 24/7. So then you kind of just find your way back. So just don't give up.
Yeah.
Right. Just keep moving forward, and it will come, and you will be able to do what you want to do again.
Yeah, like you found yourself after having 3 crazy busy girls.
Yep.
And now you're doing all kinds of really fun, exciting, busy things.
Yep.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Is there anything you would like to share about yourself? Something?
You got a pretty good lowdown on on me.
So, thank you so much for being here, Hannah.
Yes,
I really appreciate it. And now you guys get a little sneak peek of who Hannah is. If you see her around the community, you can ask her questions about anything, photography. Yep. She's a really good photographer, so if you need a photo shoot, let her know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for listening, and see you guys next week. Bye-bye.